Shalom Dammit! This is Rabbi Sol Solomon with a Rabbinical Reflection for Passover 2026. My friends and acolytes, I hope you are savoring a pleasant Pesach, carbing up on matzoh, guzzling down the Manischewitz, feeling gratitude that however cruddy things are for Jews right now, at least we're not slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. We're wage slaves to 1% billionaires, but still an improvement. If you were at a Seder this year, you saw all the important symbols of Passover, objects on the table, all representing aspects of our Exodus. I would like to recap those, but instead of the typical symbolism explained in the Haggadah, I intend to connect the Seder plate items to our modern situation as Jews today. So, pay attention, damn it! We begin, of course, with a matzoh. This is the unleavened bread our forefathers ate when they were scrambling out of Eretz Mitzrayim because there was no time to make baguettes. Matzahs are flat, ugly, and tasteless, like Billie Eilish. We eat matzah to remind us how afflicted we are by pop stars who anoint themselves as political oracles and then bash Israel while defending murderous, backward Arab regimes. Discouraged? Just remember, in the first part of the Seder, we pay much attention to matzah. But then we break it up, it crumbles, and soon it's forgotten. Are you listening, Chapel Rowan? Couple months, no one's listening to you. Next on the Seder plate, we have the roasted shank bone, which represents sacrifice, the animal sacrifices our ancestors made to Hashem, and also what they had to give up to wander in the desert for 40 years. Please add to that the sacrifices Israelis are making now to rid the world of Iranian nukes and knuckleheads. Also, the tsuris all Jews are enduring because Israel's very existence is seen as a colonial catastrophe. The zroah, therefore, symbolizes the boner that liberals get when they can let their pent-up anti-Semitism loose under the guise of anti-Zionism. Also on the plate, an egg, hard-boiled, like Bibi Netanyahu. The beitzah makes us think of birth, growth, renewal. We can also equate the egg with speeches of Bernie Sanders because, like an egg, they come out of an asshole. Next, we have the bitter herbs, not to be confused with bitter guys named Herb who lose everything in a divorce. No, bitter herbs are sour veggies or horseradish meant to evoke tears for our enslaved antecedents. If, at your Seder, you can convince a Gentile to eat a spoonful of white horseradish that he has mistaken for pudding, that's a great way of getting revenge for the Inquisitions, one goy at a time. But don't put away the vegetables yet. There's a spot on the Seder plate for other leafy greens. These are to remind us, well, me, that no matter how much this world makes me want to hide in a corner consuming brisket and joiva ring gels until I reach a food coma, that would merely delay the issues I must confront eventually. Herbs and flora remind us, first the spinach, then the chocolate lollicones. It's delayed gratification, which is, let's face it, the whole fucking history of Judaism. Speaking of gratification, at last we get to something edible, charoset. It's a kind of chutney made from apples, cinnamon, nuts, and wine. Now, if you balance the ingredients, it's unbelievably delicious. If you use too much of one item, it's still frickin' delicious. It's charosis, which represents the sweetness of freedom. Also, it looks like a hybrid of shit and cement. When we persecute immigrants, legal or otherwise, just because they're foreign, we're forgetting that this country was built by these people out of shit and cement, plumbing, sewers, agriculture, and the concrete of roads and buildings. By all means, let's keep tabs on our migrants. but acknowledge they usually make our lives pretty sweet. Lastly, we get to karpas, or parsley, which is another goddamn vegetable, which makes me pine for brisket even more. There you have the essential items on the Passover Seder plate, a mix of bitter and sweet, hard and soft, smooth and crunchy, eggy and whatever the opposite of eggy is. These foods encompass the contradictions of life and the variety of our Judaic experience. They also remind us that while the Goyim celebrate Easter with glazed ham, lamb shanks, and roasted potatoes, we're eating this crap. No wonder Herb is bigger. Still, I wish you a peaceful Pesach with next year in Jerusalem or any place in Israel, because it's ours. This has been a rabbinical reflection from Rabbi Sol Solomon, Temple Sons of Bitches, Kol Beseder.